heartbreaking just happened to me like 20 minutes ago, and it's that I went to go get my Vita, I tried to turn it on, and then I realized the backlight is completely broken, and even when I put it under a light, you can't see anything. There's like a blur on the whole right side of the screen. I'm not sure what happened, honestly. My son dropped it a few days ago, and I saw little cracks up in the corner, but I didn't really think nothing of it. It was a little bit annoying, but you can still see just fine with the game playing. I even played it a couple hours, and then I went to go get it earlier, and the screen's just broke. Like, no one has touched it since then, and it's just completely disappeared and has gone black. And this is actually the third Vita that has broke on me, and some of it is probably because of my kids. Actually, all of it is because, like I just said, he dropped it, and that's probably what caused that. And then my Vita before that, I think my son, his hands were wet, and he was playing it like with the joysticks. And the left joystick on both my Vitas, a Vita 1000 and a Vita 2000, both broke because of, like, I guess water getting in the left thumbstick, and I could never fix them. I looked up the videos and all that, and I just don't want to open up my Vita. But one of my Vitas actually hacked, and I don't use the left stick. I only use the D-pad to play some, you know, some games on there. I'm not going to talk about downloading games and all that stuff because I don't really condone it. I mean, it was broken. I had to try it out, all right? I had to see what the Henkaku hack was all about. But anyway, this leads into what I wanted to talk about today, and it's the fact that it's 2018. I don't have any working Vitas. I have some half-working Vitas, but they don't really count. And do I buy another Vita? You know, I've talked about Vita so much on this channel. I've played so many games. I'm not playing it as much as I used to. I'm going to be completely honest. I still jump into the new games that come out, like the new indies and like the third-party games that we may get, like the Persona Dancing titles. I would have jumped into those on Vita, but should I buy a Vita now? I mean, most of the games on Vita that are coming out are also releasing on other platforms, so is it worth it for me to go out and buy one? And for me personally, hell yes it is. Of course it is. And that's because this is probably the last Sony handheld that we're going to get, as sad as that sounds. I wouldn't put it past Sony to try again, but it just doesn't seem like it's in their current business plan. You know, they got PlayStation VR going on, the PS4 is thriving, and the Vita was just a huge failure to them. It was amazing for us because we got a bunch of great games from third parties, and like at the beginning, some good first-party games like Uncharted and stuff like that. But for Sony, I don't think that they're going to make another one anytime soon, so as of right now, the PlayStation Vita is the only way I'm going to play some Sony first-party games on the go. Well, and a PSP, but you know, it's just a continuation of that. So I almost feel obligated, you know, like the Vita has become a legacy platform at this point. Like, Sony has no plans of supporting it with first-party games, and we're lucky enough to get games from third-party devs and from a bunch of Japanese publishers. But as of right now, I almost always want to have a Vita because it's just a part of history now. This is Sony's last attempt at handheld gaming, you know? Like, it's sort of a big deal, and I personally think the Vita has a great catalog of games. I know a lot of people would disagree, but I think it just does, and I have so many games on Vita at this point where I could play a new Vita game every month for like the next 20 years and probably still not be done playing, you know? Like, there's just so many. I have a huge backlog of games, and there's still a bunch of games that I want to play. I haven't played any of the Ys games. I haven't played a bunch of the classic PlayStation games I always wanted to play, like Ratchet and Clank. As crazy as that might sound, I've never really gotten into that series, and I wanted to jump in on Vita because those games are available there. Why wouldn't I play it on the portable handheld that Sony has instead of just playing it on a home console where I can play amazing graphic games, you know? Those are the types of games I want to play on a handheld. One very important reason why I will forever have a Vita is because I'm obsessed with PSN Trophies. I have sort of gotten away from it recently, and I honestly think that's good because it was affecting how I play games and why I played games. But the fact that the PlayStation Vita is the only way to get PlayStation Trophies on the go. You couldn't on PSP, you can't on any like iPhone games or nothing, so the PlayStation Vita is my trophy option for on the go. Like every year, I take a trip to E3, I'm on the plane for like 4 hours, I get on my Vita and I'm like, what game do I want to try and platinum in this 4-hour span? And usually it's like a Telltale game or something like that, but you know, it's still awesome. Like, I love that aspect of the Vita, but at the end of the day, we're just probably not getting another PlayStation handheld anytime soon, and that makes me sad, but I have a bunch of backlog Vita games that I'm going to play, and I can honestly see me playing the Vita like 5 years from now. I know that sounds stupid, but as long as my PSN account can be connected to my Vita, it's going to inherently be a part of the PlayStation ecosystem for the foreseeable future for me. Like, I'm going to be getting PSN Trophies on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 6 and always on PlayStation Vita. I feel like there's always going to be games to play on it. Like, as crazy as that might sound to some of you who maybe aren't familiar with the Vita library, there's tons of stuff if you love Japanese games and you love indies, and that's just that's just how it is, you know? That's all we basically get on Vita anymore, and I'm completely fine with that, honestly. So sorry if I scared you. Of course I still am going to buy another Vita, and of course I'm going to keep making Vita videos. You know, I love the handheld. I still love the Switch, I still love Nintendo, I still love Xbox, but the Vita will always be a part of me, and I have no idea why. It sort of got me back into games too, so I love it for that, and I'm just hoping Sony maybe takes a swing at it again in the near future, but we will see. Be sure to let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Will you buy a PlayStation Vita in 2018? I made a video about why you possibly should do that, and I will link it at the end of this, and I really didn't even dive into some stuff like crossplay with PlayStation 4. That's a huge proponent. But anyway, that's all I really got to say. Thanks a lot for watching. I will talk to you guys later.